What's good, JD fam? Welcome back to another video. If this is your first time watching our channel, make sure you press that subscribe button right now. So today, as you can see, it is just me and you guys. We have no Julius, no Koa. They're downstairs having their little father-son time. But today, it's just gonna be me really getting personal with you guys, sharing how my whole postpartum experience has been, everything I've been going through, and you know, just how my recovery has been. I'm just gonna be sharing all of that with you guys, pretty much how my whole life and body and mind and everything has been since having my little baby Koa. I get DMs about this pretty much every single day. You guys ask me how I'm doing, how my postpartum has been. So I'm finally gonna be sharing that with you guys. And I'm gonna be doing my makeup while I do it because that just helps me keep everything together. You guys know I'm such an emotional person. So I'm gonna be doing my makeup so this doesn't become like a cry fest because I am gonna be talking about really vulnerable, you know, emotional things. And it's just like really personal, intimate subjects. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. And I have my little coffee here and also a sparkling water. I'm obsessed with sparkling water right now. Little ASMR. Let's do a little ASMR. Okay, I'm done. There's literally so much in my head that I want to talk about. I know I'm gonna forget so many things, but it's like I don't even know where to start because there's just so much. It's like a mind cluster of just everything. For the sake of time, so this video is not like a million minutes long, I'm not gonna actually be talking too much about like my actual birth experience. If you guys do want a whole story about my birth experience and like the actual C-section and even my whole pregnancy, I will do that for you guys because that is a lot as well. But we're just gonna be talking about postpartum today. So when I first found out I was pregnant, one of the things I was actually most scared of was postpartum because I just know that there's like so many changes that come with it. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know how it would feel, how my body would be, how my mind would be, my hormones, you know, everything's just completely different. And for as long as I can remember, I've suffered from anxiety, pretty bad anxiety, you know, it's held me back from a lot, but that's besides the point. Since I do suffer from anxiety, I was scared that I would have like a really hard postpartum experience and that, you know, I would experience like postpartum depression and all that. And I will say the first couple weeks of my postpartum was a little bit difficult, but that was mainly because of the circumstances surrounding like my birth and just how that whole thing went. It was pretty traumatic. Even like afterwards was just like really traumatic for me. There's actually like a lot that we didn't share with you guys, believe it or not. But because that whole thing was so traumatic for me, the first couple weeks were definitely hard for me. Also, I did have a C-section, so like I was in so much pain. I was recovering. So let me just start from the beginning. So for sure, the hardest part of my whole postpartum experience was when I was in the hospital right after I gave birth. I'm telling you guys, I was like an emotional wreck, and that also made me really scared because I was like, oh my gosh, am I gonna be feeling like this the entire time? Is this what this whole postpartum experience is gonna be like for me? But I will say that it did get better. But like I said, while I was in the hospital, I was a complete mess emotionally. And there were so many reasons for that. The main thing was because Koa was actually in the NICU and he didn't get to stay with us the entire time we were in the hospital. And we were in the hospital for 4 long days, and it was just so hard having him be in the hospital but him not be with us. Like obviously being a first-time mom, I wanted more than anything to just have my baby. I wanted to take care of him myself and learn to take care of him myself and, you know, have all his first moments together. But instead he was in the NICU and, you know, there was other people taking care of him, and these other people are like having, you know, some of his first moments that I'm missing with him. So that was definitely really hard for me when they first actually took him out of our room and took him to the NICU. We actually did have like, I'd say maybe an hour or 2 with him in the actual room with us, and then they ended up taking him to the NICU. And when they took him, Julius was actually gone. He had just left to get food, and then they came in. It all happened so quick and they took him away. So I was just like, I'm telling you guys, I don't think I've ever been such a mess in my entire life. Like, I was just hysterically crying, like nothing could get me to stop. Julius was like, babe, like it's gonna be okay, he's gonna be okay, they're taking good care of him in there, like this is what he needs so that he can come home with us and be 100%. But you know, it was still like, I just did not want to hear any of that. I was just like, I want my baby, like I want my baby to be okay. So any NICU mommies out there, I feel your pain because it is hard. And plus your hormones are literally all over the place. Like you literally just had a baby. Your hormones are just like through the roof shot. They don't know what's going on. So on top of all of that, to just have your baby and not be able to have him with you, that was like extremely, extremely hard for me. I know in our birth video, you guys saw like towards the end of the video, Julius had went out and got me like a little mug and like wrote me like a really, really nice card. And I got like super emotional when I was reading the card because I just like really needed that in that moment, you guys. Like I was just going through it and Julius just knew exactly what I needed to make me feel better. I was also feeling like so not good about myself because I was so freaking swollen. I literally swelled up so much. Like I should include a picture of my ankles. They were like so swollen, so swollen. My whole face, so swollen, you guys. I looked like a different person. I was like, oh my goodness. So the fact that he was, you know, still telling me that I look beautiful and everything when I didn't really feel it myself, it definitely helped. I will say that having a supportive partner really makes everything so much better, so much easier to cope with everything. So I'm just really grateful that I had Julius because if it weren't for him, I probably would have had a much rougher time getting through these 6 weeks. By the way, I forgot to tell you, I'm actually going on my 7th week, I think. I believe, I don't know, the time's going by so fast, but I think on Monday is gonna be 7 weeks postpartum. Now, not only was I a mess emotionally, when I tell you guys the pain that I was in, oh my goodness. A C-section, let me tell you. Afterwards, the first day, I thought I was good. You guys saw in the video, I was walking that same day. I was walking to the NICU. Obviously, I wanted to see Koa, so I was like, I'm getting my butt there. But I could have used the wheelchair, but I felt good. I was like, I'm good. I could walk. Like, I don't need the wheelchair. Let me tell you guys, the first day was fine because I still had some of that medication in me. But the next day, once that wore off, oh, buddy, that was horrible. Like, horrible. Every movement felt like my insides were just ripping because when you have a C-section, they cut through, I think it's 7 layers of tissue, skin, and muscle. And they like stitch all those layers back up, I believe. I don't really know how it works, but I know that there's at least one other layer of stitches behind the actual like skin stitches. So the ones under the skin, like it felt like they were just ripping, you guys. Like every single movement I made was like, oh my gosh, it was like torturous. And then you don't realize how much you use your core for literally everything you do. So like laughing, sneezing, coughing, anything you do, you use your core for. So anytime I would laugh, oh my goodness, you guys, it was like excruciating pain. I remember there was one moment where Julius had made me laugh. I don't remember what he said, but it was like so freaking funny that I was like crying but laughing at the same time because I couldn't help but laugh. But the pain was so bad, I was like, please stop making me laugh. So the first week was definitely the hardest pain-wise for the C-section. But I think I do have a pretty good pain tolerance in my opinion because when I got home, I really wasn't even taking the pain meds. Like I took them a few times, but then after that, like I just didn't really need them much. I don't know. So I really was only in a lot of pain for like a week. And then after that, I was good. Like I was moving around. It didn't really hold me back too much. I think I had a pretty good recovery as far as a C-section. Like I honestly feel back to normal. Sometimes I have a little bit of pain if I like move too quick or, you know, just overexert myself. But other than that, it's been really smooth sailing. But I will say that C-sections are really hard, you guys, because not only are you in so much pain physically, but there's also like this whole mental thing that you go through. I haven't seen many people actually talk about this, but I know for a fact that I'm not the only one who feels this. I really wanted so badly to be able to have like this beautiful birth experience that you like see in the movies where you deliver your baby vaginally and then, you know, they put them right on your chest and it's just like this beautiful moment and you're just like, you know, pushing and he comes out and you're just like, oh, like I did it. Like I wanted that so bad, you guys. And when I tell you, I tried every single thing that you can possibly think of. I'm talking, I went to the chiropractor, I did acupuncture so many times. I did that like moxie thing where you put the little moxie by your pinky toe. I did spinning babies and all those exercises to like flip your baby. Like I even at one point like had Julius hold me up so I can do like a headstand. Yeah, imagine big old belly pregnant me doing a headstand. I did it on the bed though and he held me up, so if anything it was like okay. People had told me so many different little things you can do to turn your baby, like crawling. I crawled on the floor. I crawled around the house. I'll admit it. I did everything, you guys. Like I wanted him to turn so bad. And then my last resort obviously was to try a version, which we did try, but it wasn't successful. So in the end, I did end up having to have the C-section, but it was honestly really hard for me to accept, you guys. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what it was. Like the C-section is really not even that bad. Like I'm recovered now. Like it really is not even that bad, but it's just like a mental thing that you go through, which this is so bad and I don't want anybody to think this way, but when you're pregnant, you just can't help but feel like, why is my body not able to deliver my baby myself? Like, what does that mean? Does that mean like I'm not really meant to be a mother? Like, it's just so much that you go through. It's literally like horrible thoughts that are really hard to overcome and not think. And on top of that, there's this whole kind of idea that like, you're not allowed to feel sad about your birth plan not going how you wanted to. You're not allowed to feel disappointed in that. You're not allowed to feel any of these emotions besides happiness. You should be happy and grateful that you just have a baby, which obviously, you know, that's true. Like I'm so grateful, I'm so happy that I had my baby, and in the end, seeing his little face and his smile was really the only thing that really got me through it and made me have such a beautiful postpartum experience, just seeing his face every single morning. But that still doesn't change the fact that it's really hard to accept within yourself that you're not gonna have this experience that you thought you would. Your birth plan is gonna be a different way, you know, still beautiful, still magical, but just not the same. One of the hardest parts is like that you can't really hold your baby after you deliver him. They take him right away to the warmer. They just kind of like hold him up for like a second and you just like see him and then he's whisked away. And then I didn't even see him for like a whole hour after because he had fluid in his lungs and stuff. So they had to have him for extra time. So that was definitely hard. Right now, I don't really think about that anymore. Like right after I had him, I kind of just didn't even think about the fact that I had a C-section anymore. Like it was just something that I kind of just like tuned out my mind, because anytime I would think about it, it would still make me a little bit sad. It's actually crazy because as I'm doing my makeup right here, I actually have something written on my mirror. When I was pregnant towards the end, when I told you guys like I was trying everything to get him to turn, I even tried manifesting. So I took some lipstick and I wrote something on my mirror and I would read it every single day. Every time I would come into this room, I would read it. And for some reason, I still haven't been able to get myself to actually clean it off my mirror. I kind of just don't even look at it. Like I really just pretend that it's not even there because it just makes me sad to look at it. I'll insert a picture, but it says, I am strong and beautiful. I am doing everything I can. I'm going to have a smooth, safe vaginal delivery. So let's just go through that. Like the first part, I am strong and beautiful. Towards the end of my pregnancy, I was like a mess. It was really hard for me because, you know, I started to have some complications and I just had to keep telling myself that I'm strong, I'm doing everything within my willpower to have a healthy baby. I'm doing everything I can to have this whole birth experience that I want, and the rest is in God's hands. It's also really hard to feel confident and beautiful when you're 9 months pregnant and your whole body has changed, everything's different. So I had to tell myself that I am strong and beautiful until I believed it. And the last part, I'm going to have a smooth, safe vaginal delivery. I really tried manifesting that, you guys. I'm telling you, I tried everything, and I actually really believed that it was gonna happen. Like, I was like, I don't know how it's gonna happen, but somehow, some way, it's going to happen. Which it didn't, but that's okay because I still had a safe delivery regardless. May not have had that little middle part in there, but I did have a safe delivery. So I really did manifest that. Now I will say, I think the last month of my pregnancy was actually a lot harder for me mentally than my whole postpartum has been. Besides that period when I was in the hospital and I was really going through it, other than that, like overall my entire 6 weeks so far has been a lot smoother than the last month of my pregnancy. I was really going through it pretty bad the last month, but we're good now, and it was all worth it because I get to see my little baby's face every day, and I just love him so much, and he makes me so happy, you guys. Like, every single day I wake up and I just look at him and I'm just so happy. Like, he just makes me so happy. So I really think that I have him to thank for how my postpartum has been so far. Now, another thing I know a lot of you guys want to know about is my body, how I feel about my body, if I've lost weight, how I lost weight, that whole thing. I know a lot of you guys keep telling me that I snapped back, which I just want to say now, I don't even know why that is a term. Like, it actually makes me kind of, I just don't like that word, that term at all, because I don't really think that there's a such thing as snapping back. Like, your body after having a baby is completely different. Even if you lose the weight, even if you're skinnier than before you had your baby, your body is still different. It's never gonna be exactly the same, and that is okay. It's not, that doesn't mean it's worse than before. That doesn't mean anything like that. It's just different, and it's a new you that you have to learn to accept and love all over again. When I first came home from the hospital, you guys, I'll admit, I could not look at myself in the mirror. And I know that's like horrible to say, but I really couldn't. Like, I did not like looking at myself in the mirror because I did not recognize myself, and it just made me feel like, oh my gosh, like I'm a completely different person. Like, I'm not myself anymore. There's so much that goes into having a baby and being pregnant and all that. Like, it is a lot, you guys. It's a lot. But yeah, when I first came home from the hospital, it was like everything was different. My whole body had changed, and I was like, oh my goodness. And this is so sad to say because I know Julius loves me so much. Like, he loves my postpartum body. Like, I think he might even be liking it more than the pre. He tells me like every second that my butt has gotten so big. Which, that's pretty cool. Like, thank you, Koa, for making my booty grow a little bit. But like I was saying, not that he made me feel this way at all. He actually always tells me that I'm beautiful and that he loves my body and all of that. But you guys, I just was not feeling confident within myself to the point that I didn't even want Julius to see me. Like, I would like kind of hide from him, which that's so sad. It's so sad. I'm happy that I'm feeling a lot better now. Like, now, you know, he can see me. But in the beginning, I will say, I was kind of like, you know, when I get out the shower, kind of like dodging him a little bit, which is sad. But like I said, your body's just so different that you really just have to learn to love yourself again and to appreciate your body, because I look at myself and I'm like, wow, I created and I grew and I birthed a whole human being. Now that is incredible. So as of now, I'm like, I think 10 pounds or something above my pre-pregnancy weight. I started off at 123 before I was pregnant, and currently I am 132. But really my end goal, I don't even care to get back to 123. I would be happy at like 125, 127, something like that. So really I'm like almost there. I'm not even really worried about it. I honestly haven't even been working out much. Like, that one time you guys saw me on the treadmill, I haven't went back on the treadmill since. I'm thinking of going to Pilates, so I really do want to go to Pilates because I loved Pilates before I was pregnant. Like, it was so fun. I would wake up super early every morning and go, and I loved it. So I think I'm gonna start taking classes again. If you guys want to see a whole day of like me just having some me time and doing things that I like to do while Julius is with Koa having his little father-son time, let me know. We can do that. So like I said, I'm still a little bit above my pre-pregnancy weight, but really the main difference in my body is that the skin is just, you know, kind of more stretched out. It's not as like tight in. And also, I know a lot of you guys DM me and you're like, oh my gosh, you look incredible. how don't you have any stretch marks? Da 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 da. I do have some stretch marks, you guys. So please do not think that I am some perfect human being who just magically went right back to how I was and my body's just perfect and I don't have any stretch marks. And no, that's not the case. I do have some stretch marks and I'm not back to my same self, which I'm never gonna be, like I said, but that's okay. I'm learning to love this new me and appreciate it, and you all should as well. You only have one set of skin and it's yours forever, and you need to learn to love it, because if you don't love it, who else is going to? Also, about my C-section incision, I know a lot of you guys are probably curious about that. I was actually really curious about that as well before I had my C-section. I was like, where is the scar? Like, how big is it? How does it look? How does it heal? All of that stuff. And honestly, it is like really not as bad as you would think at all. Like, I do not mind it at all. Like, that's not even something that bothers me one bit. It's literally so low that I can't even show you guys. Like, I would show you, but I can't, because I would show you my lady parts. So where they actually make the incision, I don't know if every doctor does it the same, but I know my doctor did it like this. So like, right, you know, your lady part is like a triangle. I know this is a little bit TMI, but like right where the hair would start to grow at like the top of the triangle, right along that is where my incision is. So nobody would ever be able to see my incision unless I literally was just nude sunbathing or something, which I'm never gonna be nude sunbathing. So yeah, if you are having C-section and that is a concern for you, I would say it shouldn't be a concern at all. Nobody's ever gonna see it besides you and your spouse. But it's literally like, I promise you, it is not bad at all. The worst thing is that it just hurts right after you get cut open, but it heals and then, you know, won't hurt as bad. And as far as what I've actually been doing to try to lose weight, I honestly haven't been doing anything. I haven't worked out besides that one time. I haven't really been eating healthy either. Like, sometimes I eat healthy, but really, no, I haven't been. Me and Julius, I know we said that we were gonna be on this whole healthy thing, and like we did for a couple days, but then we just stopped because it's like the holidays, and who wants to eat healthy on the holidays? Not me. Plus, I'm still breastfeeding, so I mean, I can't really even diet. Like, it's just, no. You actually need to eat more calories when you're breastfeeding than when you're pregnant, which is crazy. Like, I get so hungry now that I'm breastfeeding. I'm literally like hungry all the time. There's literally no way I can diet. It just wouldn't work. I will probably be grumpy all the time, and it would mess up my milk supply and everything. So I've just been kind of, you know, just letting it be, not eating too crazy, but just like not really dieting or restricting myself at all. But I will also say that I think breastfeeding is actually what helps a lot of women lose their baby weight. I gained about 30 pounds total my whole pregnancy, so I lost those 20 pounds like pretty quick. I've been plateaued at like the 10 pound. I range between like 8 to 10 pounds over my pre-pregnancy weight. I've been plateaued there for weeks now. Like, I literally got to that weight pretty quick, like a few weeks after I gave birth. So yeah, I think I lost those initial 20 pounds pretty quick just from like breastfeeding, and obviously Koa's weight, your placenta, like your extra fluid, all of that. The last 10 pounds will probably take a little bit more work to get off, but you know, I'm gonna start going to those Pilates classes and all that, so we're gonna get there. But like I said, I really haven't been concerned about all that at all. Like, I've just been enjoying the new mommy life, enjoying Koa. As far as fajas, I did order some fajas and binders before I gave birth. At first I was wearing the binders like consistently, like I wore it all day every day, because it really just helped for like the C-section. It helped to keep that compression in. It doesn't hurt as much when you're like compressed. I don't know, it just feels a lot better for your incision and like your stomach and everything. But as far as the fajas go, I'm terrible at wearing my faja. I just more like to be free, you know, and they're just like tight, and I wear it sometimes. I'm actually wearing it right now, but I'm pretty bad about like wearing it consistently. I'll show you guys the one that I wear the most. I really actually like this one. This is actually one that I saw Alondra recommend. I think the brand is called, but if you go watch her postpartum video, I think she like linked it and everything, so you can get it on there. So overall, with the exception of those first couple weeks when things were a little rough, I've been doing great. I've been having a really good postpartum experience, and I'm really grateful for that, because like I said, the last month of my pregnancy was traumatic to say the least. Actually, the whole last trimester, you guys know, I had the hospital stay and was really sick. And then the last month, I had to go to the doctor every single day of the week to make sure the baby Koa was okay. It was traumatic to say the least, but we're good now. We're great. We're thriving. Koa is actually downstairs crying. I can hear him. So maybe he wants to eat or something. I don't know. We'll go see him before we close out this video. Let's go. Benny, what's the matter?
We just had a whole bunch of gas. We had to get his gas out.
So
we had to get gas out, Dada.
Oh, my baby.
We had to get gas out. See, I'm tired.
He's over there trying to go for your nip, babe.
Oh no.
Is he hungry?
He was literally just sleeping and then he just woke up.
What time did he eat his bottle from his bottle?
2 hours ago.
Oh, look at the father and son. How cute are you guys?
Say, Dada, we were just sleeping, but I don't know what happened.
Babe, how has your postpartum been?
My postpartum's been good. I've been chilling.
You've been good, chilling?
I just been chilling. Me and him be chilling right here. I got my phone right here, checking on the scores. I got my YouTube channels right here,
You're
watching
enjoying
them.
father life? Fatherhood?
Yeah, this is a vibe. You know what I'm saying? It's a vibe, We just chilling.
Are you tired or are you used to the tiredness now?
No, I'm used to the tiredness.
Really?
This is normal.
I'm still tired sometimes.
I don't really get tired no more. I just be up.
Yeah,
ready.
You're still up. Every morning I wake up and you're already out the bed, like taking a poop.
I got to, you know what I'm saying?
Your poop, it's like at 6 a.m.
Yeah, I gotta release it. Gotta release my stomach, See, I just like you.
Let's see baby Koa, because he's so handsome. Koa. Koa. I know you hear me. Oh, look at you turn. Oh, he's tired. He's tired, my baby. All right, so that is it for this video. I'm not gonna do my hair on camera.
Yes, sir, ski. You know what I'm saying? Say bye-bye.
Say
bye-bye.
I love you guys.
Say love you guys. I'm tired, though.
You. Say thanks for listening to my mommy.
Say I'm
She
tired.
talks a lot.
He's tired.
Okay, love you guys. Bye.